not like this. What rubbish is this? Hello everybody. Ijoma Fab, thank you for joining my live. Thank you. Welcome to the live. Thank you so much for joining. So today we'll be talking about inauthentic content. Okay, we'll be talking about inauthentic content because right now YouTube is going about demonetizing a lot of AI faceless channels as a result of inauthentic content. Please, if you can hear me, let me know. Ijoma Fab, hi blessing. Hi Ijoma. Thank you so much for joining my live. I'm happy to see you here. Okay, if you can hear me, just let me know so that I would know that I'm audible. Okay, so we are talking about inauthentic content today and how to, like, I just want us to understand everything about inauthentic content today because honestly I'm still doing my research. I've done a lot of research and I'm still doing a lot of research. So we are going to be talking about what inauthentic content mean, how to avoid getting into that trap of inauthentic content for AI faceless video makers, right? Okay, Joma Fab said you can hear me. All right, thank you so much for letting me know. All right, how to avoid getting into that trap of inauthentic content. What to do when you are hit by inauthentic content, when YouTube demonetizes your channel due to inauthentic content, what to do, and then what original content mean. What do YouTube mean by original content? What do they mean by inauthentic content? What is this inauthentic content that everybody's just saying inauthentic content and YouTube is just going about demonetizing a lot of people? Okay, so that's what we are going to be talking about in today's live. All right, because I'm actually not supposed to go live today. My life is supposed to be every Fridays or Saturdays, just like I said in my last live. But I got some questions from the last live, and I felt I should just go live today since I'm a kind of less busy this period. That's this time now that I'm in this live. Let me just go live and explain some things in details, so that on Friday or Saturday I'll now go my proper life, because my Fridays or Saturdays will be like a kind of free masterclass lives. That's what I've planned to do, right? From now till further notice. So this one now is a kind of an impromptu life, but it's also a necessary impromptu life. Okay, so we are going to start right away. So the first thing is, like, inauthentic content. What does it really mean? Because if you are into AI storytelling or AI video making, whether it's storytelling or not, as far as you make videos with AI, faceless AI videos, you may have heard about inauthentic content. So what does it really mean? Now, from my research and from my observations, I've noticed some things. Number one is that anybody or any channel that is making videos that are a kind of closely related to what every other AI channel is making, no much difference in what every other person is making, that channel is at risk of being flagged inauthentic content, right? So if someone is making, let me still use AI storytelling niche as example, because that's the niche. I like that niche actually. So let's assume that I'm into the AI storytelling niche and I'm making videos, I'm making stories, AI stories. And then when someone comes to my channel, you can't pinpoint any difference between my own storytelling channel and another person's storytelling channel, because everything seems to be the same thing. The titles look similar to what every other person is creating. The thumbnails look similar to what every other person is creating. Even the stories themselves are looking similar, right? The titles of the stories, the content in the stories are looking similar to what every other person is creating. And the voiceover is also looking similar to what every other person is creating. So if there is nothing that should differentiate your own channel or my own channel or anybody that is into the AI storytelling, not just AI storytelling niche, I'm just using AI storytelling niche as an example, or anything that should differentiate your own channel from what other channels in the same niche as you is doing, if there's nothing to differentiate your own channel, then that channel is at risk of inauthentic content, right? Because there is nothing to differentiate your channel from every other channel. That is one. Then two is, if you are now using AI to do everything in the channel, that is to say that AI will be the one to give you your story ideas. You use AI to generate the story ideas into full stories. You use AI to generate the voiceover. You use AI to generate the what description box, the title, the thumbnail, everything from A to Z is done with AI. And you are not putting in any input, you are not making any adjustment to the stories or your videos. Then it is also, that means that your story or your videos would also be generic, and it would be similar to what every other person is doing in the niche, and YouTube can still flag that content as inauthentic content, right? So that is number one about what inauthentic content mean. Then number two is, if someone is if someone is making AI's faceless videos, and then you are using the same templates that every other person may be using, the channel would also still be at risk of being flagged inauthentic content. And what does this mean? Like, there are some AI tools that use the same templates to create the same videos or stories for almost everybody, right? There are some AI tools that when you get them, they'll tell you to just put in the prompt, and one prompt will do everything for you, in the sense that you just put in the prompt. Let's say you want to create a story of a poor widow, for example, or a story of just any story at all. It's the story of a city girl living a fake life, and then you just put it there. Tell the AI to give me the story of a city girl living a fake life, and then the AI tool will give you the story. Go ahead to generate the visuals, even edit it for you with slideshows, and put the subtitles for you. Everything, one AI tool, just one prompt, and it will give you 10-minute story, 20 minutes story or video, 30 minutes video, one AI tool. And then you download it and carry that story or that video exactly the way it is, and you come and upload it on YouTube. And then you also use another AI tool to generate your thumbnail, and then generate your title and come and post it. Now, that template that you use to generate your story, do you know that other people are also using the same template? Because if they subscribe to that same tool, that means 10 other people, 100 other people, 1,000 other people are also putting in the same prompt that you are putting in, or even if not exactly the same prompt, but similar prompt that you are putting in that same AI tool. And what results do you think that AI tool would give the other ones? It would give anybody that is putting in that prompt almost the same answer. Do you understand? Because if someone comes now and says, okay, give me a village story of a poor widow or an orphan, or a village story of a king who has 2 sons or 2 daughters, just anybody, as you are coming up with an idea, do you know that 10 other people may be coming up with the same idea, 100 other people may be coming up with the same idea, 1,000 other people may be coming up with the same idea, right? So if so many people put in the same idea in one AI, and that one AI tool now uses the same template to generate almost similar stories for those different people, and then all of us will now come and upload it on YouTube will flag that as inauthentic content, because the AI tool use the same template to create the same story or the same video for so many people. So there is now no difference in what many people are creating. Do you understand? So YouTube would flag it as inauthentic content. So sometimes when you see adverts of people advertising some AI tools that they'll tell you to put in one prompt so that the AI tool will do everything for you, run. Because if you go and subscribe to that AI tool and then you use it to generate your AI videos or AI stories, YouTube will demonetize it, flag it inauthentic content. And that one is even more dangerous, because by the time YouTube flags it inauthentic content, you cannot even appeal. We are still going to get to that, to the appeal part, right? You cannot even appeal. And even if you appeal, they will still reject that appeal. Okay, they'll still reject that appeal. And not only that, even if, because when they reject your appeal, after you appeal, they'll tell you to wait for 3 months. Even after that 3 months, you are not even sure of being accepted back. It can be that serious, right? So don't use any template. In fact, it would even mean that you may have to delete all the videos that you have on that channel, if you have been creating your videos, your AI videos with a particular paid AI tool that uses a template to generate all your videos for you, it may require that you may even have to go and start deleting all the videos that you've been creating since that got you to 4,000 watch hours and 1,000 subscribers, and then you have to start afresh. Do you understand? And it may not be easy. So the best thing to do is just to run away from any AI tool that promises to do everything for that will tell you to just put in one prompt and it will do everything for you. Because if it does everything for you, it's going to put your channel at a very big trouble. Okay, so that's one thing. So, and then another thing again is, now this one happens mostly, I would say that most AI coaches are guilty of this. I'm an AI coach, so I'm not even exempting myself. You know, this thing that we do, that maybe we host classes and then we give out prompts to our students and we tell them to use this prompt to generate their stories, create their AI images, create their AI, all those things. Now, doing that is very risky, it's very dangerous. So if let's say you attended a class, an AI class, and then your coach gives all of you a prompt, a general prompt to use to create your AI videos or AI stories, please and please don't use that prompt. If you use that prompt, mind you, now if you attended that class and there are 100 other people in that same class, that means 100 people are using the same prompt, the same exact prompt to generate stories. You may tell me that, yeah, you are going to tweak the prompt in one way or the other, but it will not even exempt it will still not help much, right? Even if you tweak the prompt, adjust some things, it will still not help much, because you are using it. Some people may even use the prompt verbatim like that. That one is even more dangerous, because if 10 people uses the same prompt, that means chat GPT is giving 10 people or 20 people or 100 people or 300 people, because some classes can be as large as 200 people, 300 people signing up for a class, and then they are all getting the same prompt. Now, if that number of people are using the same prompt to generate the same story, chat GPT is giving all of them the same response. And you know the implication of that, right? Because that is automatically inauthentic content. That is automatically inauthentic content. So if you get any prompt, this is what you should do. If you attend any class, maybe paid class, free class, whatever type of class, and then you are given a prompt, and you know that so many other people in that class also have access to that same prompt, what you will do is just read through that prompt, study that prompt. That is what you do, but don't use that prompt to generate your AI videos, because if you do that, you are putting your stories or your AI videos or your channel at risk of inauthentic content. So you read through that prompt, you study that prompt, you find out all the important things that are in that prompt, right? And you just jot down the important points. You jot down the important points, like important points, like, how do I even explain it so that you guys will understand better? You jot down the important points, like in a summary form, sort of, right? In a summary form. And then you take note of the important things that you yourself, if you want to craft your own prompt, you know that, okay, this is what I should put in my own prompt. Okay, let me give us an example. If I want to generate a story now, and let's say I already have my story idea, I want to generate a story of a king who has 2 sons, okay? And then the 2 sons have equal rights to power. Any of the 2 sons can actually take over him after he's gone, after he there's an English word for it. Is it succeed or proceed, whatever? Okay, any of the 2 sons can take over the throne after he's gone. It's not a matter of the firstborn must be the one to take over the throne. You want to make a story like that, right? Then now you have this idea. A king has 2 sons. Any of the sons can take over the throne, but it seems as if the older son is more hungry for the throne than the younger son. But everybody in the kingdom loves the younger son, and it seems as if the younger son will most likely end up being the one that will be enthroned. And because of that, the older son, all these things, I don't even know where they are coming from. The older son is now being doing everything possible to take the younger son out of the way, so that he would be the only one that qualifies for the throne. Now I want to give ChatGPT a prompt to develop this into a story. I'll come to ChatGPT and I'll say, I want to develop this into a story. Please, can you give me a short summary of what this story, how this story should go? Can you give me the beginning, the middle, the end? Can you give me the twists that I can include in this story? Now, let's assume that this prompt, this particular prompt I'm using now, is the same exact prompt I want to give my students. Or you are in a class and this was the same exact prompt that you received in that class. Now you have to just take note of, okay, the first line says, I want to develop, number one, she or he or I put in my idea into this charge, into this AI tool. Number two, I told it to give me this story, the summary of this story. You should give me the beginning, the middle, the end. Now you know that, okay, now I know that this, if I'm to, craft my own prompt, this is how it should go, but I must not use this prompt template. And then if there's any other thing that you want to add in the prompt, you can go ahead, add as many things as you want to add. Now, if you realize that in the prompt, they said use very simple English, tell the story in Ace, just rewrite that prompt in your own English and give it to ChatGPT. Do not use prompts that so many other people are using and you copy that exact prompt and you put it into your AI tool, maybe ChatGPT or Cloud or Gemini or whatever AI tool you are using to generate your scripts or your AI stories. You put it exactly like that. That would be putting your stories at risk of inauthentic content or putting your channel at risk of inauthentic content, right? So don't use prompts that many other people are using at the same time. Okay, so this is also very, very important. Okay, I've talked about using one AI tool for everything. Okay, now when it comes to using one AI tool to do everything, there's a way you can do it. You can go about it. Okay, I'll even get to that later. But when YouTube, if you go and study that YouTube community guidelines or policies or whatever it's called, you discover that the way that they define inauthentic content is they will tell you that content that you did not really add any significant human effort or content that are mass produced, right? That's to tell you that using any template that will do everything for you is already violating the YouTube policy, because one, you are not putting in significant human efforts in your videos or your AI stories, because one AI tool is doing everything for you. And because one AI tool is doing everything for you, that means that in a day you can create so many videos or so many stories. In a day you can create up to 5 stories, because all you need to do is just to put in one prompt, and then the prompt to do everything for you, generate the story, the visuals, the video, everything. So that's why you see some people will now start posting 5 times a day, 10 times a day. That is mass produced content, and that mass produced content came from using templates that promises to do everything for you. So that's one other thing that we also have to run away from: mass produced content, because this mass produced content will lead to what we call inauthentic content, because anything you are mass producing is already inauthentic, because it's actually not authentic. If someone is creating an authentic content, an original content, you know that it will take you time. You can't even mass produce if you are really putting in the work, like putting in the time, the effort to create original content. You can't mass produce, right? So using any of those tools or creating your videos that way is also putting your channel at a risk of inauthentic content. So you don't want to do that. Okay, now okay. All right, so now let's go to the next point, which is how to avoid getting into the trap of inauthentic content. So how can one avoid getting into the trap of inauthentic content? Number one is come up with your own story ideas. Like, guys, come up with your own story ideas, come up with your own original AI video ideas. Now I'm just using stories as example, but this applies to any AI faceless niche that you are creating videos for. Come up with your own original ideas. Sit down like this, use your pen and paper, draft your ideas, create variations from your ideas. Just do it. Keep your phone aside, concentrate, and and come up with your own original video ideas or story ideas, because that's exactly what YouTube wants. YouTube wants you to rack your brain, to brainstorm, to come up with something that feels original. Don't tell ChatGPT to give you video ideas or script ideas or topics. No, don't tell ChatGPT. Be the one to sit down, come up with your own original story ideas, because YouTube actually wants something that will stress us in a good way though, because you would obviously get rewarded for it, right? As time goes on, I'm going to show you guys some things that you'll be shocked with, right? So YouTube wants something that would really shows that really shows that we really put in the effort, and this thing really really stressed us, like, because of the efforts we put, right? YouTube wants people that are really doing the work, putting in the effort. So number one, sit down, come up with your own story ideas, keep your phone aside, keep internet aside, keep computer aside, do your story or your scripting or whatever manually. Now, we are still going to use ChatGPT. Don't get me wrong, I'm still getting to that. We are still going to use ChatGPT. We are still going to use our Claude, our Gemini. But number one, carry your pen and your paper. Sit down, start writing story ideas. And you can do it. It's very easy. It's not hard. Once you just look for the time that you know that everywhere is quiet in your neighborhood, or in your that you know that you are in your best mental what now. And then sit down. For me, it's usually in the morning. For me, different people have different timing. For some people, it's in the night when everybody have slept. For some people, it's in the afternoon. Anytime that you know that you are in the best frame of mind, sit down, carry your pen and paper, then think. And then as you are thinking, any idea that is coming to your head, you'll be jotting it down. Okay, jot down as many ideas as you can get, right? If you're in a place and an idea comes to your head and you have your phone, quickly type it out. You can type it for me, what I usually do is that I type it out in my Google Docs. So my Google Docs is even saved as home screen as ideas. So I have a part of my Google Docs that is just ideas in capital letter saved on my home screen, so that any place I am and a random idea that is good comes to my head, I quickly write it down, because I know that if I don't write it down, I'm going to forget, and I don't like forgetting good ideas, right? So you write it down. If you are going now, we get inspiration from so many places and from so many things. We mustn't tell ChatGPT to give us ideas from so many things. You can be going on the road and you see a woman selling corn, and an idea will just pop into your head. Why is this woman even selling corn? Okay, a woman selling corn, backing a baby, and she's pregnant. An idea can just start coming to your head, a story idea, a video idea, whatever. And be like, why is this woman selling corn under this hot sun, backing a baby, and she is heavily pregnant? Write it down, right? So you sit down, right? So the ideas mustn't be just when you are calm, quiet. It can be in a random, noisy place. It can be in an environment that you didn't even expect. It can be in an event that you attended. It can be in a wedding that you attended, a birthday party, anywhere. Just come up with your own original story ideas. Stop telling ChatGPT to generate ideas or topics for you. That is number one way of creating original content. Come up with your own original story ideas. Now, after you've come up with your own original ideas, you still have to develop that idea into a full story, or that idea into a full script if you are not in the storytelling niche. So how do you now develop it into a full script? You don't just come and then you put the idea into ChatGPT and tell ChatGPT to develop this into a full story for you, and then whatever it gives you, you run with it. No. You are going to also sit down and then brainstorm and ask yourself, how am I going to develop this into a story? So you start thinking, okay, let's do it this way. Let it be that this happened. It's fictional stories, it's imagination. So it's about you now putting your imaginations to work. So you say, okay, let me do it this way, do it this way. And then as you are doing it, this is where you can now, employ ChatGPT. Now, what you are going to do is that, as the idea, for me personally, let me even tell you guys what I do. I mean, let me give out some of my secrets now. Now, for me personally, what I do is that once I've gotten the idea and I want to develop, I'm using storytelling niche as example here now, and I want to develop this into a story, into a full story. I will still come to my Google Docs. This one, oh, Father Lord. This one, I don't write. I only write down the ideas. Now, I'll come to my Google Docs and then I'll start typing. And if my computer, I hardly use my computer, I use my phone for everything, almost everything. I only check my computer once in a while, but whenever I have access to my computer, I type because typing in the computer is easier. But I also type with my Google Docs. So I'll start typing the story into my Google Docs, right? Or another thing I do is that I will come to Chat GPT straight away. Now, this just depends on the scenario and where I am. Now, if I'm in a place that I know that I can't talk to Chat GPT, I just start typing into my Google Docs. So if any idea comes to my head, let's say, let me continue using the idea of the king that has two sons and the elder son desire the throne, the younger son doesn't want the throne and all that. Now, I will now be like, okay, let it be that the elder son is plotting a conspiracy against the older son, and let it be that the throne will just, the crown will go missing on the day of whatever. I'll just, as that idea is coming to my head, based on that story, number one, mind you, I've written down the ideas, right? I'll start typing. If I'm in a place that I know that I cannot speak, I'll start typing, okay, now the younger son is doing this. I'll write it. I'm developing my story already. The older son is now deciding that this is what he will do. I'm typing it, right? Now, if I'm in a place that I know that I can speak, I can talk to ChatGPT. Now, as the idea is coming to my head, I'm pulling out my phone immediately and I'm using the speech to text feature in ChatGPT. It's just like you are recording your voice so that ChatGPT will just transcribe it for you. So I'll start talking, okay, ChatGPT, based on this story. Now, for ChatGPT, I usually like title my chats with ChatGPT so that wherever I stop in any chat, I'll go and click on that chat and continue from where I stop. So I'll just come, pull up my phone, start talking and say, okay, now about this story, this is how I want this to go. And then I'll start talking. Whatever the idea is coming to my head, whatever idea that is coming to my head, I'll start narrating the whole story, the way it's coming to my head to ChatGPT. And after narrating it, I'll tell it, what do you think? Or I will say, okay, if there is something that is not yet clear, I'll be like, what do you think? How do I adjust this further to sound more interesting, to sound more intriguing? Now, I'm telling ChatGPT, how do I adjust this to sound more interesting or more intriguing? But that does not mean that ChatGPT is the one giving me the story. I want you guys to understand, we are driving at somewhere with with this life. We are driving somewhere because this inauthentic content, it is deeper than it looks in the surface level, right? Because YouTube wants purely original content. All right. Now, how I'm telling ChatGPT, what do you think I should adjust? What do you think I should add? Now, mind you, I'm the one that has come up with the idea, with the storyline. I'm the one that have told ChatGPT all the stories, or if I've typed it in my Google Docs, I'll just go and copy it and put it and then tell it, okay, oh yeah, adjust this for me. What do you think I should do? What do you think I should remove? What do you think the twist should be? What do you think the ending should be? And ChatGPT will now go ahead. Now, what ChatGPT is now doing in this case is that it is modifying the story for me. It is refining the story for me. It is adjusting the story for me. It is not giving me the story itself. Do you understand? Do we understand? So that is one way of creating original videos. Do your scripting manually. And only bring it to ChatGPT to refine it for you, or to adjust it for you, or to add some things that you don't really know, okay, how to progress from this point now, from point A to point B. You now ask for suggestions. Then you ask ChatGPT, okay, or give me suggestions on how to go further from this. ChatGPT will now go ahead, give you the suggestions, refine it for you, write it in better English for you. That is what you are now using ChatGPT for, but we are not using ChatGPT to create the story itself. Are we following? So that is one way of creating original stories. All right. So this is very, very important because let me tell us something. I'll still give us some very practical examples, but one thing we should know is that this is actually the origin of most inauthentic content. Because if people are copying each other or using ChatGPT for everything, YouTube will just go ahead and flag that content as inauthentic content. But when you are the one that came up with the idea yourself, came up with the story, the scripting yourself, but just tell ChatGPT to refine it for you, YouTube can never flag it as inauthentic content. Now, another way to make sure that your videos or your content remain more authentic is to use your natural voice. You can still use AI voice. So now listen, let me explain better. Because now I've noticed something, because you guys know I told you I did a lot of research, right? I now notice that the safest thing anybody who is creating African folktale stories, or anybody who is into the African storytelling niche, the safest thing to do right now, especially if you narrate your stories, that's if you do the type that requires narration, is to use your natural voice. But that does not mean that you can't use AI voices. I'll tell us how you can use the AI voices if you don't want to use your natural voices, so that you don't get into trouble. But no, if you can, honestly, use your natural voices to narrate your stories. In the course of my research, I noticed that almost all the people using their natural voices to narrate their stories, none of their channels got demonetized. Like 98% of them, none of their channels got demonetized. And these people have been creating African folktales. Some people, their channels are even up to 2 years old, 1 year old. They have been creating African folktales, African stories. They have been using their voices. None of these channels got demonetized, at least for all the ones that I checked out. And I checked out a lot of them, right? I checked out a lot of them using their natural voices. You can go and check out African. Wait, I think I wrote down some channel names here. You can go and check out African Echoes by NK. Go and check out Tales by Miss Tosin if you are in the African folktales niche, African storytelling niche. These two channels I mentioned, they use their natural voices and their channels are not demonetized. And if you check how they even do their visuals, you will discover something. They don't even animate their images. The images are static. They use static images in their stories, in their videos, right? These two channels I mentioned, there are still many others, but these two stand out to me because they have, I will still use them for so many other examples. Now, they use static images. They don't even animate their images. But for the fact that they use their voices to narrate their stories themselves, those two channels are not demonetized. They are still standing and they are still fully monetized, right? And then one thing again you will discover is that they don't follow trends of stories that are going viral in the African storytelling niche. If you check their stories, you find out that their stories are so unique and so different from what every other person is creating, or from what is trending in this African storytelling niche, right? So if you can, use your voice alone, right? Don't use AI voices. And also, just like I said earlier, develop your story yourself. Then now, if you want to use AI voices, because you can actually still use AI voices, right? And there are still people that use AI voices that their channel have not been demonetized. Their channels are still 100% fully monetized. Okay, please, I'll check the chat box when I'm done talking, okay? Because I'm seeing some chats. All right, so if you want to use AI voices, you don't want to use your voice, there's still a way you can do it, and your channel will still remain fully monetized. And what are these ways? Now I'll tell us some ways, and then you'll be the one to pick your struggles, because right now it's just a battle of options, and then we get to pick our struggles, right? Number one, if you want to use purely AI voices, that means you have to be showing your face occasionally in your channel. And what do I mean by this? It doesn't mean that in the middle, because this is storytelling, I'm still using the storytelling niche as an example. It doesn't mean that you have to just appear in your stories and then you'll be interrupting your stories as your subscribers are watching your videos. No, that's not what I mean. It means that you can decide to be posting shorts where you'll be showing your face and you'll be talking. It can be anything. You can talk about anything. You just create a short, you show your face, you talk with your real voice, right? That means people will get to know that this channel belongs to you. But I know that why we even start Faceless channel is that we don't want people to know that this channel belongs to us. But that's why I said I'll give us options if you know that you want to be using purely AI voices for your narrations, and then you get to choose. So you can put your face occasionally in your channel by creating shorts That short can be anything. It can be vlog, it can be you talking about anything, it can be you telling people, I just uploaded a new story, guys, you guys are going to love this story. This story is so interesting, like you don't want to miss this story. Click the link in the click the related video to go and watch the story. You are showing your face, but it is a short, it is not in the story itself, right? Or you can be going live in that your storytelling channel. If you do this, trust me, even though you are using 100% AI voices to narrate your stories, your channel cannot be demonetized. Trust me, I did my research, I know what I'm saying, right? Your channel cannot be demonetized. So that is number one option. Show your face either in the place of shorts or you go live. The live can be anything. It can be, let's discuss what happened to, then it may be, I hope you guys can still hear me because there's background noise going on in my compound. In the next compound, they are doing some construction work there. I hope it's not distracting us. Okay? Or so if you decide to show your face, and then it can be you going live, and then it will just be like just tell your subscribers, you can announce the live before you go live that you're going to go live. Let's discuss what happened to this person in the last story that you told, and then you go live. And the essence of this thing is just to make YouTube know that this channel belongs to a human being, right? This channel belongs to a human being, and then they get to hear a human voice in the channel. So when that their Gemini or whatever that is, analyzing people's channel comes to your channel, it will jump and pass because your face is there, your original real voice is there in the channel. So it cannot do anything to the channel. It will jump and pass, even though you are using AI voice for the stories itself only, purely. So that is number one way of using purely AI voices if you don't want to use your voice. Right now, if you don't want people to know that this channel belongs to you at all, use your voice. Use your voice, but don't show your face. But use your voice to narrate the story from beginning to end. Now, if you want to use AI voices, show your face either in shorts or in your live stream. Now, another way to use AI voices purely is that you make your stories a combination of narration and dialogues. Make your stories a combination of narrations and dialogues, because I know making narration stories is actually way easier than having to impute dialogues into your stories. But if you make your stories a combination of narration and dialogues, your channel will not get the money. They can't flag it inauthentic content because there is significant amount of work, right? So it will just be that it will narrate to a certain point, and then your characters will get to speak, and then you continue the narration intervally. That one is more time consuming. And then another way to use purely AI voices is by creating purely dialogue videos. That's to say, no narration at all, no voiceover at all. You know that you are creating AI what now? AI dialogue stories, right? You are creating AI dialogue stories whereby all your characters are speaking. Now, if you create those type of stories whereby all your characters are speaking, that is, it involves the characters talking, no more just storytelling. Once upon a time, they leave the man, no more narration and all that, just purely your AI. If you do that, your channel will not get demonetized, because I've seen channels that create this type of stories that I'm telling you now, they are following these styles, their channels are still standing, not demonetized, and they are still waxing stronger. Their channels are even, their videos, their stories are even going super viral, right? Their videos are even going super viral. They are not being touched. They are not being touched. But see, most of the stories now, if you see a channel that is doing only dialogue, that is doing purely dialogue storytelling, and that channel is demonetized, that channel did not get demonetized because of inauthentic content. It may be some other reasons, right? Because there are so many other reasons that can get a channel demonetized. There are so many other reasons that can get a channel demonetized. It can be reused content, especially when people, cut some part of their long form stories and then they edit it into small shorts and they upload it as shorts. So if you see a channel that is doing dialogue, there's one channel that I've even used that channel as an example in my other channel, right? As a tutorial example, this Play Prefect. you notice that channel got demonetized. I don't know if they have gotten back their monetization now, but that channel got demonetized. And do you know the reason I suspect that channel got demonetized is that they upload their shorts, their long form videos as shorts as well. So what they do is that they upload their stories as shorts, and then after they combine all the shorts, all their short form stories into a long form story, right? That's why I said you shouldn't do that, because you can get demonetized, you can get flagged as you reused content. I guess that was what happened to that channel that actually got that channel demonetized, right? Because if you're uploading the same story, the same video, but the short forms of it as shorts, YouTube will now see it as the. But let's assume that that channel. Please, guys, I hope the noise is not too much. I'm so sorry if the noise is too much. Please, they are just doing some construction in. I don't know. They have not been here. I don't know why it's now that I want to do like that. They now decide to come and start working. So I'm so sorry about the noise, please. So now, assuming that that channel did not like upload some of their stories as shorts in their shorts feed, I'm telling you that channel wouldn't have been demonetized, because any channel that is doing dialogue stories whereby the characters actually get to talk from beginning of the story to end of the story, that channel is still authentic content, is still original content, original videos they are uploading. That channel can get demonetized, right? So that's one thing I've noticed. Channels that are creating videos whereby they create dialogue videos, not just pure narration with pure AI tools, those channels are now getting demonetized. Okay, so okay, I'll get to this. All right, thank you for letting me know. Mind Maze Tales, thank you so much. Okay, all right, so that's one thing. Please, if you want, so just like I said, right, these are the ways. If you want to use AI voiceovers or AI voices, these are the safe ways to use them. So out of these options now, you get to pick your struggles, because now creating those long dialogue videos is not easy. It's also a lot of work, and it is also time consuming. And that's why I told us that YouTube actually wants us to put in the type of work that will stress us out, and that will show that we really put in the effort and the work, so that our channel will not get demonetized or flagged as inauthentic content. All right. Now, okay, so let me. I actually wrote down some channel names in the course of my research, because I want to know what I'm doing in this YouTube space. That's why I'm doing all this research. So all this research I'm doing it for myself, but I'm also sharing it with you guys as well, because I know that you guys would also find them helpful. So now, if you're gonna check out this channel, this Sylvia Anthony Films, this Sylvia Anthony Films, the Sylvia is spelled as Silvia, Anthony Films. They create AI videos and they use purely AI voiceovers. But you know what they do? All the characters actually get to talk. So you discover that the channel is still purely monetized. The channel is not yet demonetized, and all their videos are original videos, but they use purely AI. It's purely AI. The owner is not showing his or her face. We don't even know who the owner is. The stories are there, purely everything done with AI, but the channel is still fully monetized, and that's because their characters actually talk. And if you check that channel, they are not cutting off some clips of their long videos and uploading them as shorts. No, they are not doing that, and the channel is still fully monetized. Okay, now there's also another channel I got here. There is Beyond Silence. Beyond Silence. If you go and check out that channel, you also discover that they do a combination of narration and dialogues. And the channel owner is not showing his or her face. The channel owner is not even using his or her real voice, but that channel is still 100% monetized. The channel is still 100% monetized, but they are doing everything purely with AI, right? It's AI voiceover, AI scripting. It may not be AI scripting, you guys, please. That was a slip of tongue. AI voiceover, AI dialogues, AI characters. But that channel is still purely monetized, and that's because they use a combination of dialogues and narration, even though the owner of the channel is not showing his or her face, in his or her voice. So I think that is also another safe way One very important thing. If you check out the stories, take your time and watch some stories from these two channels that I mentioned now. If you watch the stories in these two channels, you discover that their stories are also very unique. They are not generic. They are not very popular stories that is seen in every other channel, every other storytelling channel, right? Their stories are so unique, and they're also putting a lot of work because there are dialogues, and there is a combination of dialogues and narration. So that's also another important thing. That's why I say if you do this, you can never, these things I'm saying in this live session now, if you follow through with them, you can never be flagged as inauthentic content on YouTube, because now the ideas are original, your ideas are original, your scriptings are original. ChatGPT only refined it for you and refined the English and the grammar for you, right? And then you use your voice if you can, or you use a combination of your voice and dialogue, and that way your channel cannot be flagged as inauthentic content. Okay, so now let me say something very important again. Okay, let me say something. This one is very important. There's something I've noticed, right? Something I've noticed about some AI storytelling channels. Now, if you make an AI story that has part one, I think this is even one of the questions live under the comment section. If you God, what did I wanted to say? Excuse me. Okay, yeah. If you create stories that are in episodes, right? Like episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever the number of the episodes are. Please, there's this thing that some people do. This thing can get you flagged as, even if not flagged as inauthentic content, it can get you flagged as reused content. And that is, you now go and gather the whole episodes. Let's say you gather episode 1 to 5, or the episodal stories you made is from episode 1 to 10. You go and gather the stories from episode 1 to 10 and combine all of them together and say full story, right? Let's say you made a story of the king who has two sons, part 1, part 2, part 3, and then after you've posted those part 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on your stories as individual parts, you now go and edit everything together, gather them together, and now say the king who has two sons, the full story. That one is also very risky. YouTube can flag it as reused content, even if they don't flag it as inauthentic content. So you want to avoid doing that. Someone asked this question in the comment section of my last live, right? So don't do it. If you do it, you can get flagged as reused content, and YouTube can demonetize your channel. Okay, so that is one. Then another person asked that if someone is doing, because I talked about maybe if you are creating a story and then one story goes viral, and then you now want to create similar stories on that same topic, and then you're now, I think the example I gave there was like maybe the rich man and the poor banana seller, for example, right? And then you made a story on the rich man and the poor banana seller, and the story went viral. And then you now go and make other stories. The rich man, it may not be the poor banana seller now, it may be the rich man and the poor mango seller, the rich man and the poor orange seller, the rich man and the poor, they will flag it as inauthentic content too, and they will go and they will demonetize that channel. So because of that point, someone now asked, okay, what if you are making episodal stories whereby there is part 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and all that? How do you now title it? How do you now title the stories? So you have to put in variations in your titles and your thumbnails. Don't use the same title and thumbnail, right? Okay, now even if you want to use the same thumbnail or the same title so that people will know, you have to, what you write in the thumbnails and the title should not be the same. The only thing that should be the same should be part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, part 5, right? Now, and it shouldn't be more than 5 parts, because if it is now more than 5, that means almost everything in this thing is now the same thing. So you can be, okay, let's still use the rich man and banana seller as example. You did part 1 and it went viral. Now you want to create 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It will now be part 2, the rich man and the poor banana seller. It has to be the same topic, because how will people know that is now the part 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? it has to be the same topic, but you have to put part 2, part 3, part 4, and then thumbnail, you have to put in some variations and some different text, but let it not be more than 5 parts, right? But it is also still risky because we don't even understand YouTube again when it comes to some of these things, right? So the best thing is just to play safe and do the ones that we know that, okay, because me now, if I want to create stories that are in episodes or in, honestly, it's not going to be more than 3 parts. It will be part 1 to 3. It will stop there so that they won't come and say I'm doing reused content or flag me as inauthentic content, right? So that's just it. If you are doing it, do it, or better still, just make the story long. You can make a story that is up to 1 hour instead of making it 20 minutes, part 1 to 5. You just calm down and make the whole story 1 hour and post it, or 30 minutes, post it, make part 2 30 minutes, post it, right? But if it is me, I'll make all of them 1 hour and post it. Then if it is too long that I need to make a part 2, I'll make the whole part 2 another 1 hour and post it, and it will just be part 1 to 2. If worst comes to worst, it will just be 3 parts. I'll just make part 1, 2, 3. And I know that it's just 3 that is having similar titles and similar thumbnails, right? So that at least my audience will know that, okay, this story is the same thing. It's still the continuation of the former one. All right. Okay. So let's continue. All right. So now that we have seen what inauthentic content means and how to create original contents and things to do to make sure that our contents or our AI videos remain authentic, we are going to go to the next part, which is what to do when YouTube hits you with inauthentic contents and demonetize your channel. So what can you do so that you'll be accepted back into the YouTube Partner Program? Now, people that their channel got demonetized as a result of inauthentic content, there are some that YouTube will give you option of appealing, but some people don't even get the option of appealing, right? Now, excuse me. All right, now if YouTube didn't give you any option to appeal, that means they have checked your channel and they have seen that, there's nothing to appeal in this. In fact, we don't need this person's appeal. They'll just demonetize the channel, right? But if there's an option for appealing, please go ahead and appeal. There's no harm in appealing. There's nothing wrong with appealing. Go ahead and appeal. The worst that will happen when you appeal is that they will reject your appeal and tell you to wait for 3 months. That is the worst that can happen. When YouTube demonetized my tutorial channel, I appealed due to related channel. I appealed, though, you guys, they rejected the appeal. But there's nothing to lose. They just rejected it and told me that I have to wait for 3 months after I had resolved the issue I have with my other channel, and then I can come back and reapply. Right? So there's nothing wrong with appealing. The worst that can happen is that they reject the appeal. So please go ahead and appeal. But if you feel like you've checked your channel and you've seen that I'm the one at fault, there's no need of appealing, then don't appeal. Right? Don't appeal. What you do is that you have to just calm down and make some changes in your channel. Now, all those videos that you feel maybe the videos causing you the problem, please go ahead and delete them. Right? All those videos that maybe you felt like I didn't really put in any effort, I just told ChatGPT and ChatGPT gave me everything ChatGPT gave me is what I just copied and came and put here. You can go ahead and delete those videos. Don't make them private. Don't make the videos private. Delete them off of your channel. Right? And if you are deleting them, please do not delete more than 5 videos at a go. Let's assume that most of your videos, because there are some channels that almost all the videos in the channel is inauthentic content, almost all the videos, right? In fact, those ones, I don't think that you even get an option to appeal. If YouTube looks at the channel and looks at the videos in the channel and sees that almost all the videos are inauthentic content because the person, the owner is not putting in enough effort, YouTube may not even give that person, the opportunity to appeal. But if there's opportunity to appeal, and you check and you've seen that, okay, this particular video or these videos may be the ones causing me the problem, and you check the videos and the videos are more than 10, don't go ahead and delete 10 videos off of your channel at once, so that YouTube will not shadow ban your channel or flag your channel as spammy or whatever, right? So that they will not think you are doing spammy content, because now deleting a lot of channel all at once can even lead to termination of your YouTube channel. And termination of channel, that one is even worse. So you don't want that channel to be terminated. You just want to resolve the issue and get back your monetization. So go ahead and delete the videos you suspect may be the culprits or the problems. Delete them, but don't delete too many videos off of your channel in one day. You can just delete 4, 5 at once. Then you wait. The next day, you delete another 4 or 5 at once. You wait. And as you are deleting them, also be creating more videos or more stories. Because if you are not creating more videos or more stories, your watch hour will go down, right? And you don't want your watch hour to go down, because when your watch hour goes down, you will now have to, the time that YouTube gives you, because YouTube usually gives 3 months to reapply. Now, when that 3 months now comes and elapses, you may not have the watch hour to even reapply. So the reapply button may not even appear again. And that will now be another problem or another stress for you. So you don't want to go through that stress again. So you want to just calm down, delete off the channels one after the other, and then make sure that you are creating more videos and you are uploading. I know this is difficult. It's not easy, honestly, when a channel is not monetized and then you are expected to keep creating, but we have to do what we have to do, right? So you create more videos, make sure you're creating, you're posting, you're creating, you're posting. Since you have already even gathered your audience that led to the monetization in the first place, when you create more videos, your audience will still eventually watch, especially if you did not change your niche, right? If it is still the same African stories or whatever niche you are into, if it is the same niche that you are maintaining, you did not change your niche, as long as you have gathered your audience to monetization before, when you create new ones, even if you are deleting the old ones off of your channel, when you create new ones, your audience will still watch. So it will not even be difficult for you to get the 4,000 watch hours back, assuming you deleted so many videos and the watch hour declined. Okay, so that's one thing you can do. Then another thing you can do, if you are flagged inauthentic content are demonetized, is that you can actually, if you are comfortable with this, is that you can actually show your face and explain the changes you are making to your channel to your audience, right? You can do it. Now, if you don't want to show your face, you want to continue remaining anonymous, then you can put up a community post. You can put up a community post and explain some things to your subscribers, telling them that going forward, you are going to be making some changes to your channel because your channel got demonetized due to whatever. Just explain what happened as a community post to your subscribers and tell them that, okay, going forward, these are the changes I want to be making in this channel, until I'm monetized back. Right now, your audience, they understand, because they are human beings that are watching too, right? So they will understand. And then when you now make the changes, they will not be too surprised that what's going on. Let's say that they are used to the AI voices, and then you switch to using your voice because you want to make changes to your channel and appeal again, right? So when you now start using your voice, they won't be surprised and be like, what's going on, right? Because you've already explained to them. They will still receive the new whatever well, right? Or you can start showing your face, just everything I've explained before. Like if you have a channel that is generating you money, I don't think you should be afraid of showing your face, honestly. Anyway, I think I'm sounding hypocritical now. Let me not sound hypocritical, because I myself, I have channels that I don't want anybody to know that this is for blessing, Ezikanye. Do you understand? So let me not sound hypocritical, because me saying that would be hypocritical, because I understand that there are so many reasons why someone may not want people to know that this channel belongs to me. So the best thing is make changes, use your voice, do the adjustments that are needed in your channel. And then, oh God, I have a lot of questions here. I'll take the questions, I promise. Let me just finish this thing so that I'll know that I'm done with this one. Okay, so that's one thing. Okay, so you can appeal if there's option for appeal. If there's no option for appeal, just calm down, make the changes that are needed in your channel. And please, when you are making the changes, ensure to make the changes very well, so that when you reapply after the 3 month suspension is elapsed, when you reapply, they will not bounce you back again, because it can happen, they can still bounce you back if you don't do the right things, right? So we want to avoid anything that would lead to them bouncing us back and not accepting us back. So we have to make sure that we do all the right things. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Please, you guys should give me 1 minute, I'm coming. Okay. All right, sorry about that. So let's continue. All right. Okay, so like I have some there are some channels I actually saw recently. Like there's this channel, African Folktales Nation. You can check out her channel and see what she did there. Right? She actually made a video. She actually made a video and came and explained to her audience, and I'm actually one of her audience, by the way. She came and explained to her audience that she's the face behind the channel, and going forward she's going to be making some adjustments to her channel because of YouTube's policy and flagging and all of that. That's exactly what I'm talking about. You can actually go and check out her channel and give her the necessary support, right? So that's one thing. There was something I wanted to say, and I now say that I don't want to sound hypocritical, because there are some reasons that could lead to one not wanting people to know that this channel is their own. But if you check very well, I know that this channel is really getting you money, and it leads to it requires you having to come and show your face. Honestly, show your face. So, wait to get your money, okay? Because at the end of the day, we want to work and we want to reap the fruits of our work. How did I say it? Whatever. You want to, yeah, you want to benefit from your hard work. So you creating African folktale stories or AI stories is not easy. So if you're not creating all these stories, and YouTube will now come with their this thing, inauthentic content, and they are demonetizing. If it requires you showing your face, show your face. There's nothing there. Just show your face. Just come, make your videos, be going live, be posting shots in addition to your stories that you are creating. Show your face. The most important thing is for you to cash out and get your money. All right. So yeah, so she's actually one person that actually came. Okay, I think there's also another channel I found, African Super Story. Okay, so African Super Story, I love her stories, I love her I love her visuals. But I discovered that that channel is not monetized. Funny enough, YouTube demonetized that channel. I don't know what their reason could be, but I noticed that she's doing something now in her channel. She actually, before the story starts, Africa Super Story, the owner would come and say something, like do a short intro, and from there just flow into the story and then start showing the visuals. And then as she's telling her stories, she sometimes puts herself as overlay, but in a smaller overlay, and then the story will still be playing, but you still be seeing her small face by the corner of the story in some of her videos, right? That is a very creative way of also doing this, and she actually uses her voice to narrate her stories. I don't know why YouTube demonetized that channel. YouTube, they meant to that. YouTube. Anyway, I don't know. I wish I can reach out to them. Maybe I'll go and check out the email and see if I can reach out to them, and if they would, if I can find out more, if they want to be friends with me. Okay. But honestly, right there is actually a very, very creative way of doing this, right? Her stories are superb. Like, her stories are sweet, like interesting, good visuals, everything. A lot of work actually goes into that channel. I don't know why YouTube demonetize that channel. Okay, so that is also another way. If you can do that, show your face as you are narrating the stories. You can be an overlay, a smaller version of your head, and in overlay, and be showing your story, and from there you can just be appearing and disappearing, but don't interrupt your story, because if you interrupt your story, it can be somehow, you know what I mean? All right. So That is that. Okay. So let me take some of you guys' questions from here before I come back to this one. All right. Let me take some of your questions. So if you have any questions, please feel free to drop it in the chat, in the live chat. And please, if you have not given me a thumbs up, please give me a thumbs up. Please share my live with anybody who wants to see this live. I would really, really appreciate. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All those that have given my live a thumbs up, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I don't take this for granted, honestly. I don't take this for granted so much. All right, so someone says, Ijoma Fab says, this new wave of YouTube is tiring and annoying. I swear, I hope I swear is accepted. Honestly, it is. It is very, very tiring. It is very, that's why I'm even taking my time to do this research. All this research I'm doing, I'm taking my time to do in-depth research, even reaching out to some people that their channels got demonetized, just to interact with them and find out why their channels were demonetized and what really happened, so they are being very strict. There is very tiring. It can be very discouraging. I'm telling you, it can be very discouraging. I told you guys of someone that said, she no do YouTube again. She left, she went to Instagram and she's making her money, right? So, but some of us have coconut head. YouTube is rewarding, you guys. I don't think I can ever leave YouTube. YouTube is very rewarding. So my coconut head will not allow me to leave YouTube. I must stay here. We'll crack this code together. We'll find out what the problem is, how to solve the problem, what they want and what they don't want. We'll crack the code, right? We'll crack the code because honestly, it's very tiring. It's very tiring. But the thing is, we are not giving up. Yeah, no. It's not in our dictionary. There's no giving up here. We don't do that over here. Okay. So don't give up. If you are watching this live and your channel is demonetized, please don't give up. Don't give up. Have coconut head for YouTube. Tell YouTube, you see you. Even if you are discouraged, just no problem. Just calm down and feel the emotions. But after feeling the emotions, just come back. Be like me. You know what? When YouTube demonetized my tutorial channel, I just calmed down. It pained me, but I calmed down and I took a break. I knew I was going to come back, but that break was necessary. I took a break and now I'm back. And right now that I'm back, I'm going with all full force because as I'm creating both my AI faceless and face channels, I'm doing my research. I'm not going back. There's no going back. YouTube is very, very worth it, very, very rewarding, and honestly, it's gonna make sense at the end of the day. It's going to be worth it at the end of the day, honestly. So please, even though it's tiring, don't give up, okay? Don't give up. All right. So Mark Movement say I use a lot of AI tools, paintbrush. Use a lot of AI tools. Yeah, you can use a lot of AI tools. No, the aim is not to stop using AI tools. In fact, YouTube actually loves AI and AI tools, but they just don't like the way some people are using it, and that's why they are flagging many people or many content inauthentic content, because they want people to still put in a lot of their own work and effort and create original videos and original content. So you can use your AI content, your AI tools. Use your AI tools, but just don't use AI tools that promise to do everything for you. You know all those AI tools that I've already explained them in the earlier in this life. So don't use those type of AI tools. Use AI tools that actually allow you to do the work. And then if you are using ChatGPT, use ChatGPT to refine your videos, not that ChatGPT will now be the source of your story ideas, the source of your... Now, when I say ChatGPT should not be the source of your story ideas, that does not mean that you can't get ideas from ChatGPT. You can still get ideas, but even while getting the ideas, you should also filter it, because there are some ideas or topics that ChatGPT will give you, and you know that this thing is just not making sense. Do you understand? Yeah. So we can still filter out some ideas and then refine the ideas and put in our own input. Let's say, okay, I want to make a story and I tell ChatGPT, give me 10 story ideas. ChatGPT will give me random story ideas. But if I say, give me 10 story ideas that is that has their setting in Nigeria. Now, you see, I'm being more specific. ChatGPT will give me some story ideas that have their settings mainly in Nigeria. Now, it will still be very random. Now, if I say, give me story ideas that are based on love stories, that would be relatable to mostly Nigerian audience. You see, I'm going more narrow, right? Now, if I say, give me story ideas that is based on love or love story that is in a city setting. You see, I'm going more narrow. City setting in Nigeria or village setting in Nigeria. You can see I'm going more narrow, right? Now, if I even say that is um more for people, the Igbo land of Nigeria. Now, I'm also even still narrowing it down. So you can still get your topics from ChatGPT, but it is the way you interact with ChatGPT to get your topic that matters. If ChatGPT is not giving you generic, random, nonsensical topics, then you can still calm down and get some really cool, interesting topics from ChatGPT, and from there filter it out until you get the best of the best. And if you're even creating AI stories, if you can afford the paid version of ChatGPT, honestly, go for it. Don't use the free version. All right? Don't use the free version. And it's not expensive. Oh. I don't think it's expensive. It's 30,000, 31,000. Just go for it. But if you cannot afford it, okay, I think there's even a cheaper version of ChatGPT now. Wait, let me quickly check. There's a cheaper version of ChatGPT now that is paid version that gets you better results. You guys, wait, let me quickly ChatGPT, please. Let me know if I'm correct before I make this, so it will not be an assumption. Yeah. So there is now. If you open your ChatGPT, there is ChatGPT Plus. ChatGPT is not paying me for sponsorship. Oh, there's ChatGPT Go and ChatGPT Plus. So ChatGPT Go is 7,000 naira a month. So if you can afford it, go for it. You will get better ideas, better topic suggestions from ChatGPT than if you are using the free version, right? And even as you are interacting with it to get the topics, try your best to narrow it down and give it much more, so many contexts. The more context you give it, the more your stories stand out, the more the topics it will give you stand out. So if you can afford this one that is 7,000, just go for it. If you can afford the one of the plus, that's 31,500 naira, go for it, right? Because you get better results that are not generic, and that will make your stories or your videos more original or feel more original. Okay. Yeah, so let me continue here. Oh, okay. What of those that use only image and voiceover? Yeah, okay. Yeah, if you use only image, these mind maze tales, if you use only images and voiceovers, it depends on how you use it. Now, if you are using your voice as the voiceover, your channel will not get demonetized, because just like I told you, I gave you guys some examples, right? I mentioned some channels name that use only images and voiceover, but they use their voice, and their channels are still very, very monetized, 100% monetized. YouTube do not even go to their side, right? Because they use their natural voice, and they don't even animate their images. They don't even put all these effects of zoom in, zoom out in their images, just static images appearing and disappearing. That's all they use in their videos, and their channels are still very monetized just because they use their voices. So you can use your voices and images. You can use that, right? You can use only your voice and images. But then again, you have to make sure that your stories are original to you. You are not copying stories that are trending, or you're not copying videos that are trending in the niche. This is very, very important. I think this is even the core of why some channels are getting demonetized, because they are following trends. And this is faceless AI. Now, if you show your face and you follow trends, you are safe, because you are showing your face. No two people are the same. Like me now, I'm Blessing. My face is the same, is different from every other person in the world, right? My voice is different from every other person in the world. So if a video topic is going viral and I decide to come and make a video on that same topic that is going viral, but for the fact that I'm showing my face, they will not demonetize me or call me inauthentic or reuse content, even if I copy what that other person said word for word. But for the fact that I sat down, carried myself like this, showed my face, used my voice, they will not demonetize it. But because it is AI content, and we are not showing our faces, we are not showing our faces, we are not using our voices, we are just using AI to do everything. Now if you go and copy something that is trending, they will flag it in authentic content because you are not showing your face. So that's one thing with so that's one thing, right? So that's why we also have to be very careful and make sure that we are using stories that are very original to us. Okay, but you can use only images and your voice, because I've seen channels that are using only images and their voice, and their channels are still very monetized, and they are standing and no shaking. Nothing is shaking their channels, right? So yeah, you can. All right. So okay, someone says African Tales 3W says, but if you use your own voice and the rest are AI images in image style, are you safe? Yes, yes, just like I said, I've seen so many channels. In fact, all these demonetization issues going on, 98% of African folktales channels that are using their voices and only images are still fully monetized. Nobody is touching their channel. Not They are not demonetized, and they are using just images and their voice. So yes, you are safe, because if all the channels that are using their voices now, almost all the channels, because they are still very monetized. If they are using their voices and they are still monetized, that means if you use your voice and images, you are still safe, as long as you know that you are the one sitting down to use your voice and your microphone to read out your story, to narrate your stories, right? Okay, so that says here, all right, but can one leave the episode like that instead of combined? Yes, of course, you can. You can leave the episode. In fact, it's better you just leave the episodes like that instead of combining everything and then you now say the full story, right? So if you have already done the stories or the videos and you've done episode 1, episode 2, episode 3, 4, 5, 6, leave them as individual episodes on your channel. But if you now go and edit everything together and then now use the same title and say the full story, it is risky, right? YouTube may come for the channel, right? So okay, someone says, I was demonetized for reused content in December. I took everything down, showed my face, sat down through the videos, and did a heavy commentary or reaction. I reapplied in March. It was rejected again. Why? You took down everything, showed your face, sat down through the videos, and did a heavy commentary. Okay, so Ijoma Fab, is it your channel? What is your niche in your channel? Is it African storytelling? Do you use AI to make your videos? Is it a reaction video? What is the channel? What is the channel niche? Okay, someone says, okay, same person. Now I want to go faceless with heavy commentary and use AI voiceover for my entertainment niche. What do you think? I want to go faceless with heavy commentary and use AI voice. So heavy commentary, that means, is it a reaction video? A reaction video that you want to use AI voices, right? I want to understand the entertainment niche. You know, entertainment is so broad. Even African folktales is an entertainment niche, right? So the entertainment niche, is it like a reaction niche? Let me understand. If you are in the live, if I'm a fab, if you are in the live, please, blood of Chineke nna. See my battery, this phone. So if you're in the live, please just drop it so that we understand the context better. Is it that you are into the reaction niche and then they demonetized you, you reapplied again, they demonetized you again after 3 months, and then now you want to use AI voiceover for your reaction video? If that is what you mean, and you want to use AI voiceover and you want to go completely faceless and it is reaction, it is still risky. It is still very risky, right? It's even better you show your face in that reaction niche and then use heavy commentary with your face in the reaction niche. But reaction niche is also very tricky. Reaction niche is very tricky because me now, if I want to do reaction niche that does not involve AI, carrying news, one thing with reaction is that many people will be making reaction videos on the same topic at the same time. That's why it's also risky, right? For example, this video that just went viral, Monica. If you go and type Monica part 2, You see a lot of people doing reaction videos on Monica, right? Now, that's why YouTube may just see channels like that and just flag all of them reused content, because if you don't edit it properly and edit it well and make sure that you are actually the one sitting down to talk and just putting a few clips, even with the few clips that you may be putting as you are talking and reacting, they may still see it as reused content, and they may still flag it even with you talking all through the video. So imagine you now playing some part of the video in your reaction videos and then making commentary. It can still be risky. It's still risky. So some niches are just I don't know. Please, how can I reach out to you? I'm new here and I have my channel. I don't want to be flagged, please. Okay, if you want to reach out to me, you can send me an email. My email address is in the description box of my Blessing Ezikanye channel. It's officialbezikanye@gmail.com. Officialbezikanye. So check my Blessing Ezikanye channel. You see my email address there, or I'll put my email address in the description box of this live after we are done, or as pinned comments of this live after we are done. Okay, so someone says, Isire Doreen says, well done, dear. Thank you so much, Doreen. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, so Ijoma Fab says, relationships reaction niche. That's what I do. Okay, so relationships reaction niche. That means you do get some relationship videos and you react to it. Right, so if you do get relationship videos and you react to it, see, I would advise use your voice, show your face, don't use AI voice, because now reaction niche on its own is a very delicate niche, is a very sensitive niche. So imagine you now using AI voice on top of it. Even we that were in the AI storytelling niche, we are using AI voice. See the problems and the wahalas we are going through. So imagine you now doing reaction, being in the reaction niche, and then you now want to use AI voice. Now, YouTube is already seeing AI content as inauthentic content. And people that do reaction videos, most of their videos, YouTube even sees them as reused content. So now, if you are into the reaction niche, and you are also you're also considering using AI voices, that is two risks you are combining into one. You are combining the risk of inauthentic content and the risk of reused content into one. But if you use your face, if you show your face and you talk, and then you are reacting to something as you are talking, you are reducing the risk, right? And then if you are doing reaction videos, don't play the videos, don't just be playing the clips from the clips that you got from the sources that you got them from, and you are putting pictures and images and you are talking and you are not showing you are not talking and showing your face intervally. It's also risky, right? So if you are doing reaction videos, let it be such that in like you play the clips. I think I have a video on how to make reaction videos the right way on my Blessing Ezikanye channel. So I think you should go and watch that video, right? You get a lot of insight on that video, so you know how to do your reaction videos the right way to avoid being flagged as reused content or being demonetized, right? So you can go and check out that video, okay? Or if when I'm done with this live, if I can copy the link of that video and come and put it here so that you can just click on the link directly and go and check out that video, then I think I will do that, so that you just check out that video so that you do the reaction the right way. But I wouldn't advise that you use AI voice for a reaction video niche. It is risky, honestly, it is. All right. Don't be demoralized though. Please don't give up. There's no giving up here. There's no giving up. YouTube is frustrating a lot of people. Honestly, YouTube is frustrating a lot of people, but we should not allow YouTube to frustrate us. We should not be discouraged. Okay, we should not be discouraged. Okay, so let me see if I can if I can get one or two questions answered here. I think we've spent more than 1 hour on this live, so that we can end the live. Let me get some few questions that some of you guys asked. Okay, so someone asked me in my last this was my last live. Some of the questions I got: what about stories that are episodic? Okay, I think I've answered that question already. Okay, So someone asked, so do I delete the shots I already have on my channel from my long form videos? Please respond to this. Oh, okay. So that's my last live. Even in this live, I still mention that do not make shorts out of your long form videos or stories. So if you already have shorts and your channel is still monetized, please delete the shorts before they will remember your channel and come and demonetize it. Even if the channel is demonetized and you are waiting for the 3 months period to elapse, delete the shorts before the 3 months period elapse. Okay, any shorts that you crafted or you cut out from your long form videos or stories and you made them into shorts and uploaded on YouTube, delete all of them off of your channel. But remember what I say, don't delete more than 5 videos at once off your channel the same day, so that you won't get into another trouble. So you can just be deleting them. If there are many, just be deleting them small, small. You delete 5 today, tomorrow you delete 5, next tomorrow you delete 5, but don't delete all of them off of your channel the same day. Okay. So yes, please delete the shorts so that your channel, if you are not yet monetized, now is the best time to do all the adjustments so that when it's time to monetize, they will not reject your channel or they will not accept you. And then after 2 days, they will reject you back because YouTube can be funny like that. You know, they can do that too. They do that for some people. Okay. So someone says, yeah, please, how can I create a TikTok account and how can one monetize Instagram? So creating a TikTok account is very easy to create a TikTok account. Go to your Play Store, download TikTok and create it and log in with your email account, right? It's very easy. There's nothing special. It's just go to your Google Play Store or Google App Store, download the TikTok app, open it. They will bring an option for you to sign up. You sign up using your email address, and then you put your password, and boom, you are into TikTok. You can start creating and posting. As simple as that. And then how can you monetize Instagram? Instagram, okay, to monetize Instagram is very simple. Instagram, they don't pay their creators. We know, right? It's not like YouTube. YouTube pays their creators. TikTok pays their creators. Facebook pays. TikTok, they don't pay Nigerians. I don't know what we did to them, but hopefully they will start paying Nigerians very soon. But Instagram, since Instagram don't pay, there are so many other ways you can monetize on Instagram. Number one is that you have to first of all try to grow your following on Instagram, right? So when you grow your following, it will be easier for you to monetize. But when you don't have much following or nobody following you, it will be difficult to monetize. So for you to grow your following, you have to start posting contents, valuable contents, right? I think maybe one of my lives, I will do a detailed video on how to monetize other social media platforms that are not paying you. Okay, I'll focus on Instagram and TikTok, how to monetize them without relying on the revenue because they don't even pay, right? But let me just give a quick summary of how you can monetize Instagram. So start posting valuable contents, and as you are posting the valuable contents, you some people will start liking your videos, start following you from your videos. Now I have to be very honest with you, growing on Instagram can be tough, but TikTok is easier to grow on TikTok. But growing on Instagram, after YouTube, you know, YouTube is difficult to grow. After YouTube, the next most difficult place to grow is Instagram. And Instagram is very annoying because they don't even pay their creators. At least YouTube, you endure the low views and the slow days of not growing fast on YouTube. But when you eventually start growing on YouTube, it becomes sweet because they are going to pay you. They'll start paying you together with other opportunities that you'll be getting. But Instagram, they don't pay, and yet it's not even that easy to grow. So the easiest way to grow on Instagram is to create valuable videos, how-to videos, tutorial videos, or videos that are very relatable, or depending on the niche you want to go into, right? But some niches actually grow faster. Now, if you want to grow very fast, don't go doing vlogs. You are going to have a very slow. Do videos where you teach something. That is the fastest way to grow on Instagram. Right now, after you have grown, as you are growing, brands will start reaching out to you, and then you get to work with brands. Now, if you are starting out, don't okay. This thing I want to say now, it's subjective to different people because different people have different ways of doing this. But I would say that if as you grow, if brands start reaching out to you, don't charge. I wanted to say don't charge them any specific. Just tell them any amount you can pay me, just pay me, let me do this. But I now realize that different people have different ways of seeing things. So depending on your niche, if you feel like I as the brands are reaching out that you have a specific amount you want the brand to pay you, then no problem, go ahead, give them your rate cards and let them pay you if they agree, and then you do the work for them. And then another thing is, depending on your niche again, you can create digital products that you can sell. In fact, that's actually one of the best ways to make money on Instagram. Create digital products. Digital products can be anything from ebooks, PDF guides, courses, classes, hosting classes, right? Templates, right? All these things are digital products. So depending on your niche and what you think is most comfortable for you to do, or easiest for you to do, pick one or two, or if you can do all, do all, and you'll be cashing out. That's how to make money on Instagram. And making money on Instagram is so sweet because it's not as stressful as YouTube. YouTube is a kind of stress for you guys. I can't even lie. YouTube is stressful, but then again, YouTube is rewarding. I cannot say that without saying that. So YouTube is very rewarding, very sweet, even though it's very stressful. But Instagram is difficult in the beginning, but once you get your following, the most important thing with Instagram is just to gather followers. Once you gather your followers and you know what you are doing, you just be making money. You just be making easy money. Okay, so yeah, that's how to monetize Instagram. I hope I answered that question. Okay, someone says, how about 11 labs? So 11 labs, I made mention of AI tools that are not robotic that you can use. I say you can use Google AI Studio. In fact, most monetized AI channels that I've seen from my research, most of them use Google AI Studio Voice, because I know Google AI Studio Voice when I hear it, right? Because I use it a lot. So most of the monetized channels that I have seen, they use Google AI Studio Voice, and then they also use Clipchamp. And then 11 Labs is also still good, but 11 Labs is too. So if you subscribe to 11 Labs and you have their subscription, by all means, use it. Use it. It's still very okay and is still safe. Okay. Please, how were you able to remove the watermark? Which watermark? Now, if you want to remove any watermark from any video, it's just to zoom in. In fact, I have a very interesting tutorial coming up for you guys. I'm going to be posting the tutorial on my channel, this Smart AI Tutorials channel. You guys know the story already, right? So my tutorials going forward will just be on this Smart AI Tutorials channel for now, until I resolve the issue on this channel before I go back to Blessing Musical channel. So anything I'm going to be posting on Blessing Musical channel is not going to be tutorial videos. It will just be, I'll just come and tell you guys hello and then I disappear. But I'm not going to do any active tutorials on Blessing Musical channel. So I have a very sweet, interesting tutorial coming up this week. By the end of this week, I will post that tutorial either on Thursday or Friday this week, or highest Saturday morning. It just depends on how fast I'm able to finish the tutorial, the video, right? So in that video, I'll show you guys some things on how to remove watermarks. So please, if you have not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Click the notification bell on this channel. If you have subscribed to Blessing Musical channel, you will not know when I upload the video, because I'm going to be uploading the video on this channel. So if you have not subscribed to this particular channel, please go ahead and subscribe. Click the notification bell so that you'll be aware when I upload that tutorial video. See, anytime I upload a tutorial video, even if you think you're not interested in the topic, just watch that tutorial. I'm telling you, you will learn one or two things from that tutorial. I'm telling you, except you are not interested in AI video making or AI storytelling videos or AI faceless videos as a whole, right? Anytime I make any video, just watch it. Even if you think you're not interested in the particular topic I made the video on, watch it. You will learn one or two very important things from that. I know what I'm saying, you guys. Okay, now let's continue. So, okay, I said that in the tutorial that is coming up, I'm going to show you guys how to remove the watermark. All right. Now, someone said, okay, this particular okay, someone says, I use animated images, AI talking images. Is that okay? It's perfectly okay. As long as your story is original, use animated AI talking story, characters or images for your stories. I think that's even the best, because all the channels, from my research, all the channels that are creating stories and their characters are talking, their images are talking and moving. None of them were demonetized. All of them, majority of them, let me not say all of them, majority of them are still monetized. And even those that are demonetized, they are not demonetized because of inauthentic content. They are demonetized because of other things, maybe reused content or some other things, but not inauthentic content. So please, yes, if you use animated images where your AI characters are talking and your stories are original. Now, this I have to keep emphasizing on this original because it's very important. Your stories are not such that you go to ChatGPT and tell ChatGPT to give you a story idea, give you a script, and just copy everything verbatim without you putting in your own idea. It's very important because this thing inauthentic is vague, and but I've noticed there's a pattern. I've noticed that there's a pattern, and that is what is causing some channels to be demonetized. So please make sure that your stories are also originally yours. You are not copying things that are trending or stories that are going viral from other channels, because if you are doing that, they may still flag it in authentic content, even though your characters are talking. So this is very important. Okay, so someone asked me, how do I get YouTube audio library? Now, this was from my last tutorial. For YouTube audio library, just go to your Google browser and search YouTube audio library. Then it will take you to your YouTube studio. From there, just click on continue to studio, and from there now follow the steps in my tutorial. Okay, it's very simple. It's very simple. Okay, I think that's all. I'm not seeing any more questions, and we've spent more than 1 hour. So I think we can end the live here. Thank you all so much for joining my live. Thank you for liking my live. Thank you for hanging out with me today. Thank you, Ijoma Fab. I think I'm going to give some people shout outs at the end of this live, all the people that engaged. So let me take some screenshots because this is very important. Ijoma Fab, thank you so much for joining. Ami PTV, thank you. Epic Tales, thank you. Mind Maze Tales, thank you for joining. Miking Storyteller, thank you. Mac Movement, thank you. Isiret Doreen, thank you for joining. Sim Silva, thank you so much. And African Tales G3W, thank you so much for joining my life. I do not take this for granted at all. Thank you. So with that, we've come to the end of today's live. So see you guys on Saturday. I think I'll be going live again on Saturday, and we are going to be discussing something also very interesting. Remember, I said even if you don't watch my tutorial videos, you see this live session, don't miss it for anything on this earth, because I'm going to be spilling a lot of valuable information for you guys. All right, thank you so much for joining. Now see you guys later. Bye.